Standing alone, standing just out of reach, foot on the brakes, but I need to go on. Day after day as I fall behind, you keep me away from being who I am. No more chains on me.
If you've ever been on Roblox, there's a game called Outcome Memories, and it's getting some attention because of version 0.2 coming out very soon. And we're talking about Sonic today, and you know, he's very similar to another character that's coming to the next update. But other than that, we're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog, the main man himself. And basically, this is the ultimate guide of how to play Sonic. I'm not the best Sonic player, obviously, but I'm not half bad at him, and I'll just try to give you some tips that could help you out in the future. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the content, and if you guys want me to make like another guide for another character, then tell me in the comments or something, and let's get this show on the road. Okay, first we're going to talk about his first ability, Drop Dash. Drop Dash essentially makes him go into a wall, and you roll around for a few seconds. And if you hit the killer once, you stun him. But this move is a bit different from others because you can hit the killer multiple times. Yes, you can hit him multiple times. If you hit him 3 times, you stun him for a decently long time. And you get a thing called Dodge Meter, which actually leads us into our next ability, which is his Dodge Meter. The Dodge Meter basically just adds 50 extra HP to Sonic. If it runs to 0, then Sonic will actually take damage to himself. But other than that though, let's talk about his Peel Out, which is Sonic's fastest move in the game. Peel Out is essentially the same thing as in like the original games, where you will stand still for a few seconds, charge up, and boom, you're dashing across the entire world in 80 seconds. But seriously though, Peel Out is like the fastest move in the game, and it's a really good move because you can also carry other survivors. The only other characters you can't carry are Eggman and Metal Sonic, assuming because, you know, they're evil in Sonic's eyes, so that's why you probably don't pick them up. But other than that though, Peel Out is a super good move, and let's move on to Sonic's last, but weird ability. Guilt is such a weird ability. First of all, the way it works is that if Sonic is the last player standing and everyone else is dead, yeah, this takes into effect. And basically by the word guilt, it's not a good thing. Basically, whenever you're going against the killer, you will take 15% more damage from the killer. Yeah, 15%. You're the only survivor that has this ability, and it's not a good ability, so you do not want to be the last man standing situation, because killers can be very aggressive towards you. Okay, I'll give you 6 to 7 tips on Sonic because, well, there's a lot of things to say. First of all, my main tip is do not play him on Not Perfect unless you know what you're doing. Because on Not Perfect, Sonic is not perfect to pick. If you pick him, you gotta hope that you know what you're doing with him, or else if you run into the void over and over, you're gonna die real quick. So if you know how to play Sonic, play him on Not Perfect, but if you don't know how to play him, then do not try him on Not Perfect, because he's way too fast to control sometimes, and it doesn't help that there are bumpers in this map, so you can go flying off the edge. Okay, the second tip I can give you isn't really gameplay related, but I can say this, is that if you're gonna play Sonic, don't play him too much. Now, what am I trying to say here? Basically, don't hog him. Because a lot of people tend to hog Sonic and pick him all the time in every single match. And well, other people want to play Sonic. Like, me including too. We all want to play Sonic because, you know, he's the main face of Sonic. Or Sega, I guess, you know. And Sonic's the main character. And he's a fun character to play. So basically, the tip is just saying don't be selfish with Sonic. Give other people a chance to play Sonic. Even if they suck at the game, I guess. But other than that, let's move on. So the third tip is really simple, but not a lot of people actually do this. First of all, you can jump while you're in your drop dash. Now I know you're probably like, Whoa, no duh. Well, sadly, I don't see enough Sonic players do this, where they jump when they can. So sometimes the EXE may be somewhere higher or trying to jump over your drop dash, but you can jump into them. So just a nice tip to know. The fourth tip I can give you is that you don't always have to land 3 hits while you're in your drop dash. Now yes, obviously you probably want to get 3 hits, but sometimes you just can't, and it's advised to probably just use the drop dash as mobility. Because your drop dash is not only a stun move, it's also a move to get away from the killer, which is really nice. So yeah, basically I'm saying you have options with your drop dash, not always the, oh I need 3 stuns, more like, oh I can get a stun off, feel my dodge meter a tiny bit, and then dip. Sonic meant to be that kind of in and out character during the games, so yeah, 1 hit with the drop dash is just fine. As long as you stop the killer in some way, you did good. Okay, the next tip is that as Sonic, you don't have to be the most aggressive player on the team. Now, here's what I mean. Knuckles and Amy and other characters also are stunners. You're not the only stunner in the game, obviously. And I see a lot of Sonic players be overly aggressive to the point where they either get themselves, you know, X'd off the map, or they survive. Now obviously I'm not saying you can't survive if you are overly aggressive, but at the same time it's like, you don't have to be super aggressive. Now if you want that S rank, sure, go ahead, it's really easy to get a Sonic. You can literally get like 21 stuns, boom, easy S rank. But other than that though, yeah, you don't have to be the most aggressive player on the team. But hey, it's your choice, so choose wisely on which kill you're going against, and how good they are. Okay, this tip is more specific for peel out, and peel out is a pretty good move obviously. And this one is for mostly whenever the killer is also in rage mode. If the killer activates rage mode, it's kinda useful to actually use peel out, or useful to carry someone to the ring. If the ring is open, you can carry any player you want besides Metal Sonic and Eggman to the ring. And it's advised to probably carry someone that's low on like HP, just so they don't die. Also, another thing is that peel out can revive players if you run into them while they're down, which is super useful. Okay, number 7 is a good tip, like a really good one. I mean, they don't call Lucky 7 for nothing. This tip is super useful. Do not let last man standing happen. Mind you, if you remember what I talked about earlier about the guilt ability, it makes you take 15% more damage. You don't want that to happen. Now, if last man standing does happen, which it does, it's not like you can, stop it really, but if it happens, then don't panic because it is possible to win. If you go against a decent killer, the killer will basically just use your abilities up and get you when you're vulnerable. So yeah, I really advise not to, want last man standing to happen, but if it happens, hope that the ring or whatever is open to leave. Because last man standing against Sonic is not the most fun time ever. Wait, okay, you're probably thinking, wait, why are you still going with more tips? You said 6 to 7 tips. True, I did, but I also came up with some more, so yeah. And these ones are okay, actually. More of a general tip. This tip is, do not get cocky as Sonic. Obviously, you can have fun, you can be toxic, obviously, no one's gonna stop you, but don't be too cocky, because sometimes, getting cocky is your biggest downside of being Sonic sometimes. If you use your abilities, amazing, but don't, spam drop dash like it's the, greatest ability in the world. But other than that, yeah, just chill with the ego, but don't, not try to be excited. Like, if you get a good hit off, hey, celebrate it, but don't let the cockiness take over you. Now here's actually a good tip. Okay, I know I've been saying that for every single one, but these tips are actually low-key kind of good. This tip is for peel out once again, but this time it's a do not do this tip. Do not, and I mean do not, use peel out and grab people or grab Knuckles or Tails or whoever and make them miss their abilities, because that's the worst thing that ever happens. If a Knuckles had their Flame Punch charge up, and they're a decent Knuckle player, don't just pick them up with the peel out and make them just, you know, hold their punch forever. Or if Amy's about to throw her like hammer or Tail about to shoot the gun, yeah, just don't, because that can be really irritating, not only for, well, them, but also for you, because either A, the killer gonna come after you guys, or B, yeah, I don't know, it's just really irritating. So please, Sonic players, do not just grab random players and mess them up on their abilities, because holy cow, Sonic is so fast, it can really mess people up. Okay, so I'm not really trying to end the video or have the right outro like energy, but let's just keep it pushing, you know? So Sonic is a good character. He's an S tier character and most people can agree on that. And if he's not S tier, he's definitely A tier. Now, will the developers ever nerf him? Nah, he's not broken. He has his weaknesses and definitely noticeable weaknesses. But I hope y'all enjoyed the Sonic Ultimate Guide, because this guy was meant to just help players out there. And I hope you guys enjoyed and like the video if you want to.